Okay, so she wants a couple of her lights fixing, and also she wants a new chain and sprockets. So we have the chain. I had to work out what size. Turns out that the chain that's on there, although it's absolutely filthy and covered in grease and grime, etc, etc, you clean off a little bit of it and you can work out that it's a 4-8. So we have her chain. We have some new front sprocket bolts and rear sprocket nuts. More on that in a minute. That was interesting to see. And we've got her front sprocket and her rear sprocket. Okay, the first thing we're going to want to do, whilst everything's still together, is we're going to want to loosen off the rear sprocket nuts and the front sprocket bolts. Now, this rear sprocket is held on with 4 nuts, or at least it's supposed to be. This one's fine. This one is half off. That's not holding anything on. The next one, well, it looks better, but it's not. It's just as loose as the second one. And the fourth one, nope, we've gone with the Bluetooth nut there. So that's why they gave it a dangerous defect, because that rear sprocket that's meant to be held on with 4 nuts is held on with 1. Right then, let's get this front sprocket cover off. We've got 1 bolt at the top there, and there's several others and 1 underneath. If we're lucky, it'll just be the top and the bottom one. Right, now this sprocket cover should just come off.
You know, you'd think it would, but
it's going to be one of them terrible design flaws, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, first terrible design flaw of the day. This will not come off. It is tucked in behind the engine here. It's been fitted in the factory, and then the gear lever has been put in place, which is essentially trapping it and stopping it from coming off. Well done, Lexmoto. Someone has been paid to design that. Epic fail. Right then, let's see if we can get the gear lever off. Let's just mark it if we can. Right, now you can try and remove the cover. Right, they're loose. And now, of course, we've got to loosen off the rear ones, or should I say the rear one. Okay, let's see if this chain has a link like most 125s do. Right, it doesn't look like she has a removable link, which is weird, because oh yeah, she does. It's just absolutely covered in crap. That's the link right there. Okay, little tap with hammer and screwdriver, and the link is off. Second piece and third piece.
Yep.
Go on then. Right, keep it straight, keep it, and then just gently. Was that it?
Yeah.
That was okay.
Alarmingly easy.
Yeah, worryingly easy. Well, the rear wheel is finally off. Let's get a new sprocket on there. In fact, let's clean off all of this. What looks like dirt, it's actually grease and grime and crap from the chain. So let's see if we can get that looking a little bit better.
This plate.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
And then
Pull the whole thing off.
what the
Chain and cog together.
there we are.
And then now you can get the cog off.
There we are. Cool. And then
Now this needs to push on even further because there's a line, isn't there? If you remember, just do it top and bottom like that. Push it on like that.
there we are.
I heard that. Heard that click.
I saw that, yeah.
And then the plate.
Which then
That's it.
goes like that.
And then a couple of thread locked bolts. Okay, let's get the rear wheel back on. You don't need to watch us struggling with this. Right, well that's the wheel back on. We've just got a couple of things to reconnect there. The rear brake. We're going to have to adjust the chain once it's on. Get that connector reconnected down there. Right, then that's the wheel back on. Everything reconnected, everything adjusted. These adjusters are terrible. It's really hard. I don't know if I can capture this on camera. You can just about see the lines above the chrome adjuster there. So we are 4th from the back there. But they are bloody terrible adjusters. Might be slightly easier to see it on this side. That's 4th from the back. And the chain has a slack of about 30-ish. So I'm happy with that. But the MOT man, who knows? The MOT man said that it was far too tight before and it had about 20. We have also adjusted the rear brake. With a new chain, the wheel is further forward, so the rear brake has needed a lot of adjustment. But that's all adjusted now and all the pivot points have been greased up. The return spring for the rear brake light switch, yeah, that fell off during the operation. So that's now back in place. And we've had to adjust the rear brake light switch itself so that it comes on at the right point. The headlight then, I didn't know they did this. I thought I was going to have to take the whole unit off, but I've taken this one bolt out and the whole thing just pivots sideways. Actually, for once, a decent design. Now, straight away, I noticed this wire that isn't connected to anything. That's probably going to be the source of a lot of our problems. There are also 3 connectors here. Not sure what they were meant to do or whether they were redundant, but it looks like a couple of them aren't in use. This, I'm pretty sure, needs to go back into here because there's the headlight, there's the main beam, but still no side light. And it was the side light that had failed on the MOT. So it looks like I need to get this wired back in there properly and then hopefully just replace this bulb and we should be good to go. Okay, it's been a while since I had to fit one of these push fit connectors, but I should have everything that I need. There we go, sorted. Let's get this reconnected. Okay, everything is back together and we've now got a working side light as well as headlight and full beam. Well, Freedom, here we are again. Let's see how you do in round 2. Well, it seems that round 2 went a lot better than round 1 did, and she has passed. Yes, we have turned that fail into a pass. I was a little bit concerned about the headlamp alignment, because although the headlamp pivoted out of the way and I thought it was going to be okay, when I actually checked the light, I checked the beam of the light against the garage door, it just seemed ridiculously high. I suspect I knocked it when I was working on the light and I had the unit pivoted out of the way. I suspect I may have knocked it and inadvertently adjusted it upwards. So I adjusted it back down, but there's only so much you can do at home when it comes to headlamp alignment. Even when you've got a garage door or you've got somewhere with level ground that you can park the vehicle and check the alignment, you can follow all the golden rules in the book, but without the actual proper beam setting equipment, it is still a bit of a 50-50. You're still essentially half guessing. But it seems as though my efforts this time have paid off. He said, "I've checked it for you, it's spot on." I thought, well, that was a stroke of luck. It was, as I say, it was always going to be 50-50 as to whether I got it right or not. So we've turned that fail into a pass. We've got a couple of advisories which we can take a look at in due course, but for now the little 125 is back on the road.